うちはリピーターなんて麻雀はね、暇つぶし以外に私にとっては重要な意味がある。そう、非常に重要なね。今日こそがっつり稼ぐぞ。暇つぶし以外に私にとっては重要な意味がある。そう、非常に重要なね。今日こそがっつり稼ぐぞ。私にとっては重要な意味がある。そう、非常に重要なね。ほっ！ほっ！今日こそがっつり稼ぐぞ。私にとっては重要な意味がある。非常に重要なね。この時間を価値のあるものにしてみせる。この時間を価値のあるものにしてみせる。価値のあるものにしてみせる。ポン！この時間を価値のあるものにしてみせる。チー！ この時間を価値のあるものにしてみせる。今日こそがっつり稼ぐぞ。 ししちポンポンポンドントイトイタイヤをはめます。この時間を価値のあるものにしてみせる。ポンポンロンハッツ。ああ、ちょっと手が滑っちまった。あー今日こそがっつり稼ぐぞ。
オン。
リーチ。
ドン。
この時間を価値のあるものにしてみせる。今日こそがっつり稼ぐぞ。ポン。リーチ。G。カン。ポン。
C。オン。
ノン。今日こそがっつり稼ぐぞ。ポン。 今日こそがっつり稼ぐぞ。ポン。ポン。し。ポン。し。ロン。タイヤを。今日こそがっつり稼ぐぞ。
4。
これで来月の生活費は確保。麻雀はね、暇つぶし以外に私にとっては重要な意味がある。そう、非常に重要なね。この時間を価値のあるものにしてみせる。ドン。ドン。リーチ。ロン。リーチ一発漫画。今日こそがっつり稼ぐぞ。ポン。C。リーチ。リーチダウン。三大マン。ちょっと手が滑っちまった。 今日こそがっつり稼ぐぞ。リーチ。今日こそがっつり稼ぐぞ。ポン。C。 この時間を価値のあるものにしてみせる。G。ポン。ポン。ポン。ポン。C。G。ズマ。漫画。この時間を価値のあるものにしてみせる。 リーチ。ロン。リーチ。この時間を価値のあるものにしてみせる。ポン。C。 G。 リーチ。ポン。ロン。チュン。チャンタ。本位層。漫画。これで来月の生活費は確保。
Welcome. We are here in Flushing, New York, the biggest Chinatown in New York City. We're here because I've been told the most traditional Peking duck in New York City is made at Juqi here in Tangram Mall. This is a regular mall. Welcome to the prep kitchen. This is where all of the Peking duck prep begins. The whole day is about building up to a perfect, glassy, crispy, crunchy skin, and nothing in the preparation process will compromise that texture. The air gets pumped underneath the skin of the duck to release the skin from the flesh itself. This gives it ample space for that fat to render out during the cooking process. Making a slit underneath the armpit of the roast duck to remove all of the organs. The reason why the slit is right there is to preserve the integrity of the skin so it doesn't split. Chef is taking off the duck feet, making a little bit of slit in the neck to release any of that remaining blood. It also is going to be the entrance for his air pump. Traditionally, this is probably the most iconic step in making Peking duck. These ducks come in from Long Island every single day. They're a very special duck that has its roots in Chinese-style Peking duck, but was introduced, crossbred, and become really its own breed of duck today. Chef in the US has noticed some differences. One of them is that during the butchery process, American Peking duck isn't bled thoroughly after it's killed, and so it will retain some of its unpleasant gaminess. The leeks and the ginger and the Sichuan peppercorn and the lemon in the blanching process help get rid of all of that nasty blood flavor. They're like balloons. They are quite cartoonish. You can see all the nasty pink liquid coming out. All of that is gaminess, and you can smell it in the air too. He's also trying to get a lot of water inside of the balloon of the carcass to flush out the inside of the duck. You can imagine cleaning a balloon inside out. It's a tedious process. It takes a lot of work, but it also is quite delicate because you don't want to damage the skin. The minute that you have any excessive holes in the skin of the duck, you'll lose the integrity of the entire structure of that skin. Chef is blanching the ducks to tighten that skin. As it comes in contact just for a couple of seconds with boiling hot water, the surface proteins are going to tighten up, exposing the pores so that later it'll dry more consistently and more thoroughly. The duck, before it goes in hot water, is a little wrinkly, it's bubbly, but as he dunks into that hot water, even for just a couple of seconds, 3, 4, 5, it'll come out nice, white, glossy, like an inflated balloon. Without this blanching process, the duck is not going to dry consistently, and that duck skin is not going to be as crispy and as consistent as it could be. The next step is to start glazing them and drying them. The drying room is next door. Come with me. And Chef is glazing them with a little bit of a warm glazing liquid. Now, every single place does it a little bit differently. 师傅，那个脆皮水里面你们是加了什么料？
我们放在了有蜂蜜，还有大葱，还有这个一些这个辛香料，还有柠檬。
Jeff is glazing the ducks with his pale yellow liquid. We're calling it a glaze here, but it's not as thick as a barbecue glaze. It's more like a syrup. There isn't a huge amount of flavor here, so most of the spices, the lemon, the onions, is for getting rid of gaminess. It's not so much for really seasoning that duck. So the glaze does two things. The first is the sugar that clings to the skin. As it meets heat, is going to help encourage that caramelization, that Maillard reaction. It's going to give it that nice color and a little bit of that sugar shatter crust shell. The second thing is sugar is actually going to pull out a little bit of moisture from that skin to help the dehydration process. So one of the things I've noticed is that throughout this entire preparation process, there actually isn't a huge amount of salt or seasoning or spices involved. The duck in the original Beijing Peking style is supposed to be flavorful enough that you won't need a huge amount of seasoning. This room is cool, close to about 40 degrees. It feels like a walk-in, but there's a gigantic fan on the side and two gigantic DeWalt fans, industrial fans mounted to the top that are going to encourage a huge amount of airflow to make sure that water evaporates despite being at that low temperature. Between this drying room and the fridge on the outside, it will probably dry between 1 and 2 days before it gets roasted. It's a little less than I expected, to be honest. It's not a dry aging process. It's just a dehydration process. The ducks at the back are the ones that have been there for a day, and you'll see that they've picked up a little bit of color just from moisture evaporating. When you see that tight skin, that gloss, you'll know that the duck is almost ready to be roasted. Take a look at this fridge outside. This is the one that's on display. All of these ducks have been sufficiently dried, and you'll see that the color is a little bit different. It's lighter brown, it's a little bit yellow, and you can see how tight the skin is going to be. There used to be a tradition in Beijing. When people ordered Peking duck, they would pick their specific raw duck carcasses that they would want, and then they would write their names onto the front of the breast. This did two things. Number one, if the skin was still wet, the ink wouldn't set and they would know that the duck wouldn't come out right. The second is that after the roasting process, if they could still see their name written in black ink on the top of the duck, then you would know that the duck was roasted properly, it wasn't burned, and it was made just for you. This is the famed roast duck oven. Wow. So hot. This oven is really quite special. Came from China. They had it built purposefully for this. It is a Minghuolu. The flames are exposed. Traditionally, Beijing roast duck, Peking duck would have been done with something like fruit wood or charcoal. That's really hard to get permitting here in New York City, but this is the next best thing. This open flame means that chef has more control over the cooking of the duck. He can bring it out to the front, rotate it, use the flame to get it to lick certain parts of that duck that aren't fully cooked yet to get that nice consistent shell. The number one arbiter of whether Peking duck is proper Peking duck is the texture and the quality of that skin. They're looking for glassy, crispy, crunchy in the center of the breast, and on the legs, it's a little bit more fattiness. The gold standard is 油而不腻. 油而不腻 in Chinese means fatty, but not greasy. 那个烤鸭的时候有什么办法？有没有什么方法令它那个肉不会那么干，那么柴？
我们开始的话，有时候就放在后边去了。
OK，
对对，
因为后面是比较热还是比较冷？
后边这个温度比较均衡，也是。
明白。OK。
对，我们要是说要想着让它那个出来的时候，让它更脆的时候，我们就放在前面来。
Chef was explaining that there are 3 steps to roasting duck. 照、烤、疗。照 first is to warm it up. That starts at the back, slightly lower temperature at the back of the oven. Slowly bring that temperature up. The first thing that's going to happen, the remaining water in that skin is going to evaporate. As that water evaporates, it's going to punch out and eventually set into this basically foamy type of structure, right? You need all of those proteins to set with the air bubbles in the middle as the water continues to punch out, and that becomes the shell. That solid fat needs to become liquid and drip off down the body out. You need just enough fat to render out so it doesn't feel greasy, but you need that fat to basically fry the duck skin inside out so you have a nice crispy, almost chicharron thickness level of skin throughout the entire duck carcass. The second step is 烤, which is roast. And the duck comes further forward towards the heat source. The chef will begin spinning it to be even, and they'll let that shell really harden and pick up that dark, sort of burnished red color. So chef is now going through the liao process of singeing off certain parts of the duck, hitting it with just a little bit of heat from that exposed flame in the front. He's rotating it, he's checking for doneness of the meat, he's checking for any pale spots on the skin, and from a color perspective, you'll see that even sometimes when the skin or the moisture has punched out of the skin and it runs down the side of the duck, it has these imperfections, these little like trails of moisture. Chef is trying to get rid of as much as possible to keep it nice and aesthetic. Their standards at the end of the day are very high, and it's standards that chef has maintained for about 30 years. It's about to cook up between 60 minutes and 80, 90 minutes. It really depends on the size and the temperature of the oven. Dinner service is about to begin. I need to order mine. Let's go sit down. Peking duck is the national dish of China, which is to say that it is the dish that represents the entire culture and centuries of culinary development the best. Here we are, on the other side of the world, in Flushing, New York, inside of a mall, eating this duck that has evolved for hundreds of years. That's kind of special. 那我们就来一份这个全套的吧。
一个全套好呀。
对，鸭汤一份，然后帮我加一个那个椒盐的鸭酱。
没问题，好的。
谢谢。Here, look at this thing. Consistent color, puffed up. And when you look kind of closely, you can see the fat rendering out in between the layers of skin. A little bit of translucence means that fat is rendering out and it's starting to fry itself inside out. If you don't eat it hot, the fat's going to start to congeal and it's going to lose a lot of the texture. So time is of the essence. Whenever you order here, it's roasted to order, and then you get a cut tableside. First cut down the center, along the breast, just a little strip in the middle. This is the prize cut. Look at that strip in the middle. swing it out. He's gonna let it aerate on the side, just let it get crispy, get it like harden, let the rest of the steam off. And you can hear it. It's a very gentle crunch, really nice and consistent. Wow. Oh my goodness, why is there caviar in it? 当时有什么特别的想法吗？用鱼子酱去吃？
因为这个好多人都不爱吃甜的，原来都是鸭皮蘸白糖的。
哦，对。
但是人们为了更健康嘛，然后就是用鱼子酱。
哦，明白。
这样吃起来口感更特别。
嗯。
啊，对。
而且有特别一点。
是的。
Wow. Chef is now going through the side of the leg. Dark meat, you can see, is a consistent color. It's not red at all. It's fully cooked. That's one of the interesting things about Peking duck is actually, because you're roasting it for so long, it's well done, but still it is really quite juicy. I mean, you can see the liquid coming out of it itself. Of course, the duck breast is the most prized part. The way that they slice it is also traditional. Some people will call it a willow cut, some people will call it a fish scale cut, but the idea is that every single slice will have a thin sliver of skin and then a thin sliver of flesh. The balance between the fattiness of the skin and the leanness and the flavorfulness of the breast is better expressed from these cuts. One of the more interesting things to me about the Peking duck experience is the variance in texture. On the sides of the breast, you'll see a little bit of this crescent shape. On the back, what sometimes people will call the brisket, as we learned in Hong Kong, will be something of a more tender flesh with a thinner layer of skin. Usually it is served with some sort of bean or pancake, I suppose. In this case, they're called lotus leaf pancakes, basically a flour tortilla. The other things on the table, 铁面酱, sometimes called sweet bean sauce, sometimes called sweet flour sauce. It's a fermented soybean paste that is cooked down with a little bit of sesame oil, and sugar. In traditional Peking duck is not seasoned thoroughly. That's what the sauce is there for. The main flavor of the duck is going to be a delicious aromatic fattiness. And so in order to cut through any taste of grease or any unpleasant fattiness, you have things like onion, you have a little bit of acidity from something like a pickle or hawthorn to cut through that grease. The idea is that in one bite, it all works together. All of the flavor profiles are balanced. This is the time to address the fact that this is ridiculous. This is the first episode of Street Eats we filmed outside of Asia, back in New York. And we've sold ourselves out. We're eating a dynastic 1,000-year-old dish with caviar in a mall. Fatty piece of skin, the center cut, 一口酥, one bite crisp, caviar over the top. This is the recommended serve. I gotta say, I don't want any of the other stuff with it because this piece of skin alone is magical. You hardly ever get to see duck skin of this thickness in New York City. This is what all that preparation was for, was to see this elevation of the skin away from the flesh and the top layer punching out with the moisture until it becomes not just crispy, but crunchy. The staff are here to show you how it's done properly. With the duck breast as a paintbrush, you're painting the sides of the beam. A couple of pieces laid vertically. Cucumbers, not too much. For texture, a little bit of washed onions. The bottom comes up. Oh, I understand. Oh, I see. So tight. Oh, wow. 像有春饼 right?
对，很像，
对。
很像，是。
Duck bone soup? Oh, amazing. Can I have a... Oh, 谢谢。
要分一下。
好，谢谢。That was phase one of the meal. The second phase is the rest of the duck carcass gets repurposed into another dish. Soup, I mean, this is a classic appropriation of the leftovers, right? Good, salty. A little bit of the spine, a little bit of rib, some cartilage, and then the parts of the wings, part of the leg bones, become this fried, crispy salt and pepper dish. You can also order this spicy with a little bit of chili. Nice. 下酒菜. Good if you're drinking beer. There are probably some minor differences between the way the duck tastes here and the way the duck tastes in Beijing. But that's not to say that Juxi isn't still dedicated to traditional craftsmanship. And I think that this is probably the closest experience that I've ever had to Peking duck in Beijing, but here in New York City. It's a delight.
Emerald's is a fine dining restaurant. It's based in New Orleans, Louisiana. My dad, Emerald, who a lot of people know from the Emerald Live days and Yelling Bam. We've had a restaurant in New Orleans for 35 years. I'm the chef owner here. I'm 22, and just a couple months ago, got 2 stars from Michelin, and it happened to make me the youngest person to ever lead a 2-star kitchen. There are people that have been here from the beginning, and there are people that have been here 2 weeks, but they all have this great sense of responsibility and this great sense of intention behind everything that they do. To see those people that have been here 30, 35 years, the way that they've embraced all the things happening in this restaurant and the excitement that they get when they show up every single day, I mean, if that doesn't make you want to get up early in the morning and come to work, I don't know what does. Hi. My name's EJ Lagasse. I'm the chef co-owner here at Emerald's in New Orleans, Louisiana. It's about 10 a.m. and we got a lot to do, so let's get started. So this is it. It's 12 tables. There you can see the kitchen, all the views of the guests. They get to see us dressing the food there. All the guests come back on a tour of the kitchen at the beginning of the experience. Kind of wanted to show off some of the ingredients. This is the kitchen. Over on this side, you see the pastry. This becomes the canapé section later in the day. And then at the end of the night, it becomes the menu section. Then we have the garde manger section there. This is the stove. 2 main sections. So we have a meat line and a fish line. So it's 10:20. I'm setting up for foie gras, which is one of my first tasks in the day. It's for oyster stew, which is the signature dish here at the restaurant and has been for many years. We use a really rigid brigade system here. When you have a restaurant like this, where there's like a 15, 16 course tasting menu. So get a large team, it's like 24, 28 people in the kitchen between the day team and the night team. This is Hudson Valley grade A foie gras. I think it's the best that you can get. So you can kind of see that it's a little bit like flexible there, kind of malleable. So we're just gonna separate it out there. And then we're just gonna start making some nice portions. We'll get them all the same size, obviously, for even cooking. In a restaurant like ours and just the format of our dining room, it's a lot of 2 tops, so you try to get a lot of things that match in pairs. And we use the trim of the foie gras in a couple of different things. It's mounted into one of our signature sauces here, a Creole jus gras, which is served with our boudin course. And then we, in the wine bar, utilize it to make a foie gras torchon. And just because it's the wintertime here, we're also using it in canapé right now for the snack that guests get when they get back into the kitchen. Foie gras done. Our executive sous chef, Riley, and our chef de cuisine, Emily, and I are gonna get together and talk about some admin stuff and a new dish we're working on. We're gonna get some coffee on the way. So normally we have cold brew and things like that throughout the day. We do send our guests home with café au lait, which is just coffee and milk. And Chef Emily and I sometimes steal some of this, so. Oh, you went hot today.
I did, yeah.
Ooh! Okay, let's talk about the sweetbread a little bit.
I'm gonna reach out to our friend Mr. Knoll as far as crawfish, because it's the only person that I know has them right now.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's either gonna be Pistol for frozen or Fortune.
And I still think we should get Knoll. Steal some of this, so. Oh, you went hot today.
I did, yeah.
Ooh! Okay, let's talk about the sweetbread a little bit.
I'm gonna reach out to our friend Mr. Knoll as far as crawfish, because it's the only person that I know has them right now.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's either gonna be Pistol for frozen or Fortune.
And I still think we should go the route you were doing last year with the live peel and then the steam.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the most efficient, and then we get the shells.
Yeah, I also think we need to look at how we're poaching them again, because I know we were doing it court bouillon and all that, but they still weren't as flavorful as I think we can get them.
This sweetbread feels like we have a plan. There's all the things coming in season for it. And as we've been saying to the front of house team, I think that this is the moment where we get in every year, where we're sat in the spring. There's actually an abundance of so many different things available to us that are distinctly from within 100 miles from here, that we can really change things as we want to.
No. Pistol!
Whoa!
Hey, there's the guy.
Whoa! Hollywood!
Mr. Louisiana.
Pistol is here. Pistol, say hi.
Hello.
He's our shrimp guy. Just shrimp, big deal here in Louisiana. His truck's outside, so we're gonna go take a look at the delivery. Yeah. Let me see him.
These are beautiful Louisiana shrimp, 9 to 12 to the pound. straight out of Grand Isle, Louisiana. Get them pretty much every day. The sweetest shrimp on the planet.
Nothing like it. Nothing like it. Oh, look at this over the shoulder. Shrimp cowboy, man. Come on, give it a press up. Give it a. Thanks, buddy. You bring the crawfish Saturday. Sad, because we're testing a dish with you. Are you bringing Saturday?
Yeah, let me call them right now.
Just let me know. I prefer Saturday, but if it has to be tomorrow, it's tomorrow.
Just one regular normal sack.
Normal sack. Okay. Pretty much our main farmer, Alan, is here. He's got pigs for us today, but he brings a plethora of stuff throughout the year.
Yeah.
Hey man, what do you see? This is the great Alan Snelling. Alan here and I have been working together probably 3.5 years now. We really wanted to have somebody that would raise animals for us. How long would you need to school up another cycle of quail if we decided to build quail instead of lamb?
I need 8 weeks.
5 weeks? 5 weeks? Yeah. That's pretty good. 5 weeks quail. Probably, if you're able to do it. I think that we were leaning yesterday when we were talking about development in general, we were leaning towards quail instead of lamb this year to try something different. A lot of guests are asking for quails. Thanks, bud. Well, look, let me sign that thing for you, and we got a lot of stuff to do, so we'll go get back.
All right.
It's about 2 o'clock now, and things are really starting to get going here in the kitchen. We are 3.5 hours away from service starting, so we're gonna check in over here on the meat entremet. Got Brandon. Brandon has got some collard greens going.
We have some sauteed onions as well as some lovely bacon. We just sauteed it in some oil, some garlic. Got a little bit of maple verjus in here, and we're just gonna saute these down.
So this is for the boudin course. Next to the boudin, we do this little chou farci, stuffed cabbage basically, but we fill it with collard greens. Boudin is a Louisiana-style sausage. I mean, there's many styles of it, but for us here, it's a wet, short grain rice added in with all parts of the pig that you saw from Alan earlier. Moving on next door, it's Chef Charlie here. Chef, portioning some of the Wagyu for us, A5 Miyazaki. It's a supplement on our menu, so definitely not one of the things from New Orleans, but something we like to have for the guests. And we try to bring it back a little bit to New Orleans. It's done with a traditional dos glace, which is a presse that we make with sort of short rib and foie gras and andouille and all these things together. We're gonna go this way over to the fish section. Matt's making one of my favorite things here on the menu. It's herb Saint cream.
I got some Trinity, and once I sweat some of the liquid out, I'm gonna go in with some herb Saint pour, and then we're just gonna cook the alcohol out, and we'll go in with about a gallon of cream.
Trinity, the Holy Trinity, some refer to it as like the mirepoix of New Orleans, but we use celery, onion, and poblano because poblano we feel is just a little bit more flavorful than green bell peppers. So what Matt put in here is herb Saint. This is from New Orleans. It's an anise liqueur. It smells of like fennel and licorice, and it is vibrant, vibrant green. So you see like how it deglazed in the pan, and you can see it turns the onions kind of green. Oh my God, that smells so good. I wish smell-o-vision was invented for moments like this. We've got what is the gourmet section. Declan here is starting to get on some brunoise for his shallots, but he's also building the cheesecake. It's the first dish that was ever put on an animal's menu, and it's also the first thing that everybody gets in the tasting menu. So it's very simple. It's Brisé-style French pastry crust, and then it's filled with 2 layers, grilled cream cheese batter, and then the smoked salmon mousseline on top, and then a lot of caviar. On to the canapé section. We've got Alex and Daniela here, and they are getting rolling to prep some spring rolls. Shout out Fotal Bay on Tulane Ave, one of the best Vietnamese spots in town. And we are addicted to those spring rolls. Multiple times a week here at the restaurant. I do want to introduce a special guest. This is Chief, who has been here. Chief, when you started? You remember your start date?
Sure. 97.
So that predates me on planet Earth. We are sort of into the pastry section. Hold on a second. We've just pulled king cakes out. Incredible. It is Mardi Gras here right now. We're about to start dressing those.
It's a brioche dough with the cream cheese filling inside. We use a little bit rum and citrus with it. It's a classic flavor using for the king cake usually.
So we do a little take-home bag. If you remember when I was drinking my coffee earlier, I was talking about the coffee that we give to the guests. Well, this is sort of the other treat that we give them in the bag. And the hope is that they pop the coffee in the fridge and they keep the king cake on the counter and can enjoy both the next morning. This is Mr. V, day one of the originals.
Thank you. Good to meet y'all.
It's 2:15. I'm gonna go do our front of house manager meeting and kind of talk about what service is gonna look like tonight. Let's go do that. We are in now our private dining room. Every day, our general manager, Brandon Grow the Great, and our wine director, Aaron Benjamin, we get together and talk a little bit about how service is gonna go. We're gonna go through the guests that are coming in tonight. The most important thing for us, obviously, is allergies or any sort of changes that we have to make to menus.
Very nice, straightforward shift. 18 tables, 5 relays. The only allergy we're aware of is going to be an oyster allergy.
oyster allergy, we'll do a sub Trinity tapioca for that, no oyster.
We have 2 bloggers as well. He has written a few articles about New Orleans already, and never about New Orleans.
Okay.
He's been to all the places.
Let's show him some love and make sure we explain po' boys and everything that.
A little bit of champagne as well.
I think champagne's fine on that. We do a splash.
8 o'clock then on the first turn, and it's going to be our oyster version.
Yep, I saved that.
Trinity tapioca, no big deal. And they are coming in from England, so across the pond.
Here for us, specifically.
See if we can get them closer to the window. I'd love to let them see a little bit more, especially since they're friends with a lot of the industry guys, and I'm sure interested in kitchens in that regard. So you got any wine stuff for us, man?
Actually, very large news. We just secured some very incredible Japanese wine, very rare.
I know nothing about this.
3 cases coming into the U.S. in total. We have 1 case, very, very rare, very coveted.
Man, that is so cool.
I'm very excited about that.
All right, guys. Well, thanks so much. Really appreciate it. It is 2:45. We're all a little bit hungry. Been here for a minute now, so we're gonna go get some food. It's like 3:15. We're back from family meal. Everybody's here now. Just really at this point in the day, what my day comes down to, what Chef Emily's day comes down to, and Chef Riley's day comes down to, is bouncing around. Anybody that needs any assistance, just making sure that everybody's there for service. I'm gonna check in with Matt again. He's got his herb saint sauce that's been going down, and he's also just started doing the trout portioning.
We get Mississippi trout, and on the pickup, I'll sear it, throw in some butter, get a nice brown on it. Once I send the fish to the pass, I'll take that brown butter, I'll sweat out some shallots, some capers, some almonds, and then I'll cool down the pan with some lemon juice, and then I'll finish with parsley and send that trout sauce to the pass.
Trout almondine is one of those things in New Orleans that you can't go without. It happens to be my favorite fish course of any of the New Orleans style fish dishes. Oh, thanks. Thank you. Yep, good. More coffee. So that's the cafe au lait that you saw earlier, but that's the batch for tonight for the guests to take home. But we're just checking to make sure there's not too much sugar or anything in it. Make sure there's enough chicory steeped into it. Chicory is a very classic thing for New Orleans. It was a way that they used to sort of stretch their coffee rations, if you will, back in the day. So it's found its way in and really is part of that New Orleans culture of coffee and beignets. Literally that quick, yeah. So just comes through and make sure we're all good and back to it. Keep letting that come down. We might have to adjust the seasoning inflation changes. Yes, sir. A lot of what Chef Emily and I end up doing throughout the day is sort of hopping in where help is needed. Today, that help happens to be in the canapé section. Canapés are just small bites at the start of the meal, and a lot of fine dining restaurants, and we've got a lot of them, so we're gonna help out there. Give me a rundown of everything you don't have right now.
We don't have tuna slice.
Okay.
It's in the blaster, ready to go.
Yep.
From there, we are compressing the cucumber. I'm building gumbo cups. I'm cutting po' boy bread. We are seasoning our minache right now.
Okay, very well. I'm gonna get on the tuna. This is just some Gulf tuna, bluefin. Gonna be portioned this with a tuna sandwich. It's basically in between 2 crispy sheets of nori with avocado and cucumber on top, dressed in a white shoyu vinaigrette. So yeah, just gonna portion some of that. We actually had it done for the day that everything happened. We're hoping for the best, and we're talking to our guy that supplies our coats, and we're like, it'd be a really cool thing if the day that happened, if you watch the ceremony like that, then you can have some coats done for the next day. And he was like, yeah. We were sitting, having a meeting in the private room, and then he walked in the door and was like, I got him. I told you I was going to be able to do it if it happened, so here they are. So in a couple minutes now, the team's going to get scrubbing down, the whole kitchen's going to get clean, top to bottom. Cutting the pass lights on. We are steamrolling towards 4:45 right now. 2 things are going to happen simultaneously. Here in about 2 minutes, we're going to go out into the dining room, both Chef Emily and I, and brief the front of house staff on any of the changes, any of the things that they need to know for the day. And simultaneously, while that's happening, all of the testers are going to come up. Little bits and pieces of every single dish, and the sous chefs, Chef Emily and myself, will all taste it and make any last-minute adjustments that we need to make before we go into service. Really the last chance for us to check everything.
If anybody in a suit still has their replacement button for said suit, I would greatly appreciate it. The dry cleaners broke one of the buttons on my suits.
Oh.
We can get some help from maybe the kitchen. Team 3, I'd love to get them promoted off table 9, but that is what the only tables really have available. They're flying in from across the pond. They do not eat oysters. We shall overcome Trinity tapioca.
Enoki mushroom po' boy. We were having our meeting this morning, and Pistol showed up, Pistol Pete, and has confirmed that we're going to be getting our first sack of crawfish for the testers on Saturday morning. So expect that sweetbread change coming up very, very soon. We have plenty of black truffle. Received a delivery this morning. I know that we were at the end of the black truffle last night. Okay, just want to remind everyone, 5 shades of that, and said Have a great service, guys. Thank you very much. Chef Riley has basically a checklist that just goes ingredient by ingredient, but this really is our last chance to make any tweaks or any adjustments, and you'll see that come basically off here. We have a section for notes. It was a nice bite today. Oh, how did I not say that today at some point?
I think I can use a little bit of salt.
There's too much Creole seasoning in that barbecue shrimp. A little bit of Worcestershire, a little bit of salt, and potentially a little more butter.
That's definitely not right.
We can't use those.
I don't know if somebody dipped it in just citric acid or what.
Approaching now on 5:15. Couple of things we were gonna adjust, but nothing that is too crazy. I'm gonna show you sort of the last little thing of the day. Daniela and some of the other team members have picked out some of the best of the stuff and just separated it out to the side so that we can display that for the guest. So as I said at the beginning of the day, this is sort of the first thing that the guests see, and the ice and the display and the produce, but this is the last thing that you're gonna see today. So thanks so much. We appreciate it, and hope to see you around. Cheers.